Councillor Gallagher, please.
Thank you, Lord Provost. Can the relevant city convener advise how the Council is upholding its agreed duties from the Council motion of 22nd June 2023 to protect the rights of transgender and non-binary people from the impact of the culture war and hostile anti-LGBTQ+ environment?
Councillor Nickin to answer, please.
Thank you very much for asking that question, Bailey Gallagher. It was clear at the time of your original motion that the climate for LGBTQ+ people, and especially trans people, was becoming increasingly hostile, and sadly in the time that's passed that environment has not improved. In fact, recent legal decisions and public discourse have only intensified the pressure and fear that many trans people are feeling. And I absolutely recognise that this is not just political, it is personal, it is painful, and it has real consequences for people's safety, dignity and rights. I'm determined that the Council will be an ally and will act. Since your motion was passed, we've been working to move from words to tangible progress. The LGBTI Forum has been re-established, chaired by Bailey McTaggart, and has become a valuable space for listening, learning, and engaging directly with LGBTQ+ communities. This forum is actively involved in shaping the city's equalities outcomes and ensuring that lived experience is at the heart of our policies. A dedicated subgroup of the forum is exploring the creation of a physical LGBTQ+ hub in Glasgow, a safe, inclusive space for community building, support and celebration. Discussions with city property and partners are ongoing, and the energy and commitment from community members involved in the process has been really encouraging. We also continue to prioritise inclusive education. Our partnership with the TIE campaign is helping ensure our schools are places where all young people, including trans and non-binary pupils, feel safe, seen and supported. From professional development for staff to citywide events like Allies and Pride Light, this work sends a clear message, I hope, to our young people: you belong here. Beyond education, Glasgow Life is working to promote trans inclusion across culture and sport, ensuring that city venues, events and services are accessible and welcoming to trans individuals. Our equalities teams are also supporting frontline staff to better understand the realities faced by our trans residents and how to respond to those with empathy and respect. We know that symbolic gestures aren't enough. Trans people across the UK, including here in Glasgow, are being targeted and marginalised. The Council is committed to standing with our trans communities, not just in principle, but through ongoing and practical action. We remain resolute in our belief that Glasgow should be a city where everyone can live authentically, safely and with pride.
Do you have a supplementary, Councillor, please?
Thank you, Lord Provost, and thank the Leader for that answer. Does she agree that the interim non-statutory guidance from the HRC was rushed, contradictory, discriminatory and politically motivated, especially since the Supreme Court decision it's responding to is already subject to legal challenge? And will she write to the Scottish Government and Westminster to demand a cease to the culture war attacks on trans people and challenge the discriminatory actions of the HRC? Thank you.
Councillor Nickin, please.
I can't speak to the motivations of the HRC. I can, however, agree entirely with Bailey Gallagher that their guidance was entirely rushed, and I would say overly precipitous, to put it mildly. It is a matter that should have been given a great deal more consideration. And in actual fact, I think that the statements, the public statements that were made by the chair of the HRC were in many respects more damaging than the decision of the Supreme Court, which was a matter of law and legal interpretation. What I would say is that we are certainly in no rush in this council to make any changes. I've discussed it with the Chief Executive, and our existing approach is the approach that will continue. We obviously await the guidance from the Scottish Government. We are a public body and we have to abide by the law, but I am absolutely determined that we will do so in a way that is inclusive, that is respectful, and that supports the dignity and personhood of everyone who either works in or uses our public buildings or our services, and particularly trans and non-binary people.
We have a point of clarification. Councillor Bruce.
Within the motion on the 22nd of June, the flag protocol was amended to include LGBT celebration on the 17th of May, the International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia and Transphobia. Will the leader commit to extending this for a further week in solidarity with LGBTQ+ constituents and council workers?
Councillor Nickin, we're out of time. Can you submit that in writing, please? Thank you.